Morning everybody. I thought I'd do an update video. It's been a week or so since we've updated what's going on here on the homestead. Everything's growing real well. Had lots of rain, been blessed with that. Usually this time of year we just don't see much of that, but we've harvested most of our green beans at this point, canned a lot, and got a lot of that put up. What's left on the green bean vines, and I'll show you that here in just a minute, we're going to save for seed next year. Corn's going to be ready to pick here in a week or so. Tasseled out a week or so back, and looks like we're going to have a pretty good harvest on it this year. We were in Colorado a couple of weeks ago and had a pretty big storm roll through here and knocked all the corn over. Our two oldest kids, they stayed here, they didn't go with us, and they had called us and let us know that a storm came through and took a lot of trees down here in our town and all, and like I say, they told me the corn had been knocked over, and well, that was disheartening to me. But we got back home and it had stood itself back up. But it looks kind of odd. Most of the stalks are laid over, and then they just kind of turn back up towards the sun. Hopefully you guys can see that in there, but it's kind of quite a mess. There's not a row left. Like I say, it's all just kind of mingled and together and all, but looks like the corn's gonna make it through. I was concerned about that, but we'll see here in about a week what we end up getting out of that. So the corn, what should be typically 7-8 foot stock, is about a 5 to 6 foot stock. But like I say, they're laid over at the ground and then just kind of work themselves back up towards the sky. And I was really shocked when we got home to see it had done this. Years past, I've had it lay over and never survived. Most of the green beans we've left here in the garden is going to be saved for this fall and also next year's seed supply. As you can see in that one I've got focused on there, it's definitely swelled past the point to pick, to can. So we're going to dry these things and save our seed. That's what all this is about. Doing everything we can for ourselves. Our dill has been in full bloom, producing its flower heads, and we've been canning pickles as well. Oftentimes in years past, I don't get the dill heads at the same time as the cucumbers. This year they worked perfectly. One thing I can contribute to that is I don't have to grow dill anymore. It just comes up wild out in the garden. I'll allow some of them seed heads to seed out, and it'll kind of plant itself. And Lord knows best when to plant things, and this stuff comes up at the right time and times itself pretty good with the cucumbers that are on the vine now. The grapes are definitely loaded down for us this year. Looking forward to getting some things done with these here pretty quick. Looking pretty good. Got the onions out of the garden. They've been laying out curing in the sun a day or two, and I'm going to move them to a different place to finish the curing process. Also harvested all the carrots today. We're going to be canning them up this afternoon. Well, I really enjoy coming out in the morning and spending time out here in the garden. It's just not a better time for me in the garden. Any time, of course, is good in the garden, but morning time, you just can't beat it. Our new chicks this year are just about ready to graduate to their permanent bigger housing. We got these 6 bannies and raised them from chicks. They were day old when we got them. Our plan for these are going to be, we've got 2 roosters and 4 hens, and we're going to be allowing their eggs to hatch and raising little bannies, and they seem to sell pretty well around these parts, and that'll be part of our little homestead here to generate a little income for us. Thought we was gonna have just a little bit of break between the green beans and black eyes, but we're gonna have to come out and pick these today or tomorrow and start getting these things canned, and gonna be doing some black-eyed peas and snaps, and possibly some other things we've got in mind with the black-eyed peas this year. Peach trees are all loaded down real well for us this year. I figure in a day or two we'll be harvesting these and doing some canning, and definitely gonna make a cobbler. Bell peppers have all done real well for us. I'm gonna be looking forward to harvesting some peppers here pretty quick. Tomatoes are just starting to ripen up on us. My wife keeps coming out and picking them quicker than I can get out here to make a video and show you what we've got. And I got on to her last night. She picked a bunch and is gonna make some salsa this morning. And I told her, I said, dear, I was waiting and was gonna video those, but we'll have some more ripe and all here pretty quick. But I guess that's what it's about. She kind of looked at me funny when I when I told her that, but. I think my wife missed one last night. Our okra's just starting to put its first okra on. Little cucumber hiding up in there. Like I said earlier, we've canned some pickles this year. Done real well with them. The rain we've gotten, they've done real good. You just got to pick them every day because they'll swell up on you. And another one up in there. That in there might be breakfast. This little back to Eden bed that I put back here along my back fence next to the compost pile has done amazingly well for us this year. Typically you'd want to let those chips kind of break down some, but what I did is I dug all the way down. Chips are about 8 inches deep, but I dug all the way down and put those roots down in the soil, and boy, it just keeps it moist back here, and the tomatoes are loving it. Got some jalapenos back in here too in this back to Eden garden, and they've done real well. What do you girls think? The grass is greener on the outside? I think it is. We've done pretty well this year. Been selling our fresh eggs, keeping a portion for us, but also selling our excess, and we've managed to bring in about $30 to $40 a month. Any feed I have to buy, anything I have to purchase to support our chickens, they've made themselves self-sufficient now. It's been a pretty good blessing for us. What are you stomping around for over here? Because I was talking to them chickens? Huh? Goofy thing. Spot here in the garden where I had one row of green beans that I planted early, and then also the onions. I've got that plowed up, and going to be putting down some black-eyed peas today. Spot here in the front where I've created this little back to Eden garden. My plans are to continue to expand this throughout our front yard here. Peppers have been doing real well for me in it. Some bell peppers there in the front row, and then also some jalapenos there in the back, and then just kind of a variety of peppers throughout here that I had left over after I planted my garden there in the back. big tree we had cut down due to disease, and it was just dying on us. My wife's taken and created some planters out of the trunk. Turned out once we got into the trunk on it that the thing was completely hollow on the inside. This is going to make some good areas for some wildlife and good bugs to live anyways, kind of balance our ecosystem here. I promise it's not what you guys think. We actually have been driving back roads, picking up any bottle we can find, and kind of creating some areas like this out in our garden. We're using bottles as borders. We're going to slowly expanding and trying to take out as much lawn as we can. And I love the look of this, and we just decided we're going to use some bottles out in the garden. And kids have had fun. We've spent many an afternoon driving around finding somebody's trash and turning it into something we can use here on our homestead. One of our plans here on our homestead, guys, is we're trying to create as many natural areas as we can. We've got an established vegetable garden now, established compost area, a couple of greenhouses and all. But we really want to do away with as much lawn as we can and just create these areas that good bugs and all can start to balance out a little bit and get rid of all these bad bugs we see from time to time, and just kind of create a natural ecosystem. And slowly, hopefully over the years, we can go to more of a back to Eden type approach with the vegetable garden as well. Well guys, I could spend all day out here jabbering about my plans and sharing them with you guys. My wife's kind of nudging me and telling me it's time to start getting some of them plans done. It's time to get busy. But hope you guys enjoyed the update. Plan on doing more in the future, and continue to get this thing going best we can. But you guys have a great day. We'll see y'all later.